Yeah. From the pages of history, name they shine. Ernest by Coro, my leader divine. Hey. 2007 to 2018, we no go forget. We build the nation, we vote, we no regret. Legacy of leadership, the story clear. Read the book.
The remarkable progress Sierra Leone witnessed under Ernest Bai Koroma and the APC is captured in the groundbreaking book, Legacy of Leadership, Sierra Leone Democratic Transformation under Ernest Bai Koroma and the APC, written by the Council of Progressive, a research-based think tank on governance, from achieving a 20.7% GDP growth rate in 2013, making Sierra Leone the world's fastest-growing economy, to empowering over 68,000 youth through employment program, and reducing maternal mortality by 60% through the free healthcare initiative, to increasing electricity generation from 10 megawatt to 182 megawatt, and transforming communities with solar mini-grid and hydro project. This is the legacy that will define Sierra Leone's future, and is all documented in this great book, a masterpiece. Coming soon.
Legacy, we go always last. Legacy of EBK, now lesson for all. For lead with heart, for stand up tall. Legacy of leadership, coming soon. Salon progress.
Yo, greetings, comrades of the APC. This is the APC Diaspora Online TV platform with me, comrade OrWanKasu. Today, we don't come again for can talk to now about a series of show that we'll go for the come up with and call Legacy of Leadership. On this occasion, we're going to focus on the former president, Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma, and a group of Sierra Leoneans, and they don't come together, we don't call themselves the Council of Progressive. We don't come together, we don't go into the documents, the history books, and all the other available materials that we do out there, for put together a book we don't call Legacy of Leadership. And this one, they focus on Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma. But today, we get somebody where they represent the Council of Progressive, we do with we also today. Himself, they can introduce himself to una, make we know exactly who that this person and who that it represents. Over to you, comrade, and now who that we don't bring come inside the platform, sir.
Thank you, sir. Greetings to all Sierra Leoneans. Mina Umarr Abudinsi say, or me, President can call me Ya Umarr. So I they represent the Council of Progressives.
Ya Umarr.
Because we don't do a book called Legacy of Leadership.
Ya Umarr, thank you very much for joining the APC Diaspora Online TV platform. And Mina comrade OrWanKasu. And we want to can talk about this.
Bless you, sir.
We want to can talk about this legacy of the former president, Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma, and we understand say una the Council of Progressive now that come up with this book here. First of all, I want to tell you a little bit about this Council of Progressive, what in constitute now.
Thank you. This is now a group of young Sierra Leoneans within the diaspora. Some day England, some day Europe, some day America, some day Sierra Leone, and all over. We invested in the development in Salone and Africa. So we decide for come together for set up a research organization, or if you like, you go call them think tank, for looking to governance issues in Salone and Africa. So now that we be, and we call ourselves Council of Progressives. The Motona Commonwealth. What do they target to focus on, and for make sure say governance reflect the will of the people in a way that's able for deliver on the basics of the people, and that the state actors able for create a commonwealth for their citizens as alone and Africa. So we did into a lot of research and largely we dey deal in data. So that is just what we are.
Okay. So you know who that's not the East Council of Progressives.
For now, me na the coordinator.
Okay. All right. So when I come up with this book, we then call Legacy of Leadership, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This book here, una don't
Yeah.
launch am.
We no launch it. As a matter of fact, we not publish it. It's just there about for
Okay,
publish.
because recently we had a conversation with the former president, Dr. Honest Bakroma, with a senior comrade, with Mr. MS Bangura, where we already former president they talk about a group of people and come together for say then they come up with a book within the try for talk about the highlight the legacies of the former president. Now una exactly the former president we dey talk about.
I believe so. I think say now we no more they do this book right now and about in administration and the APC administration. So now we, as a matter of fact, he mentioned my name. They say we dey pan do
Okay, he
this
mentioned
research
your
here
name.
and all. So we feel
He
pleased for
mentioned
do
your
that.
name there.
Yeah, I think so. If you listen to the audio, you will see
All
we
right.
mark them
Okay.
and wait itself. Yeah. So and not mention the Council of Progressives. It just say some young people where I think be no help or waiting something like
Okay.
that to mark them. So yeah, basically, so that is why it cannot be any other set of people. So
Okay.
like that. And we want for say we are pleased to do this kind of work for appreciate the leadership where it don't demonstrate in that country day and within that APC administration day between 2007 and
Okay.
2018 do.
So this
Yeah.
this this
So we appreciate them
this
and that is why we
initiative
are
now
doing
all
this.
starting together with the former president or something isolated.
No, this has nothing to do with him. In fact, not to him commission him. Now, where we don't write and done, it do with the publishers, we don't begin do the coming soon flyers. Now I'm a
Or
can to
you not be
knowledge.
aware of it.
And we want them for
You not
let
be
be
aware
so.
of it.
And not no. And the APC party as well not aware of them and now themselves not aware because we don't officially notify them. Now, an independent project, we are just a set of Sierra Leoneans we invested in the development of Salone. So we decide for come together and probably hold a mirror against governance issues the country. So now that we do, and we undertake them not to because anybody instigate them, now because we feel say we owe them to the country. Let Sierra Leoneans and let posterity able to see some of the achievements that we be done day during this period under
Okay.
this leadership.
This book una they talk
Yeah.
about say una the rights. This book here, how una do the research? What's in the research method? What's in the methodology that una use in terms of research?
Um it's both a qualitative and a quantitative research. We decide not for use questionnaire them to employees or appointees of EBK because we know for let be based on opinion within this minister field or in sector or that. So we look at what's in a public record, what's in a public archives, what's in a international institutes studies what's in the website them like the IMF, the World Bank, the Transparency International, what's in them, the website them, what's in the reports them. Now then and they will look at, we extract then data then they waiting in the state opening of parliament address, waiting officially the leader then say both the past the EBK and the current president as alone. We look at the appropriation bill, where you will call the government national budget speech. We look at the document and they we look at one or two other documents within our Sierra Leone web. Yeah, things are not within a public domain officially that we look at and we extract them data, then they decide for pursue this. And within other books, them say we research other published works about Sierra Leone. So pretty much
Right.
that's it.
So the book entitled itself, what's the real title of the book?
Legacy of Leadership is the main title. Sierra Leone's democratic transformation under Ernest Bai Koroma and the APC na the
Okay.
subtitle.
So now who's here to who's here on a capture so?
The way EBK came na power in 2007, so the way left power to 2018, and after that is in contribution Africa as head of election observation missions all
So
across
I want to
Africa.
believe say in tenure of office
And part of in a member of key organizations like the West African Elders Council or Forum, yeah, in a member of the Tana Foundation, and they're part of Bokoda organization them. So we capture some of in involvement in their organization
So I
and
want to believe say yes now exclusive to Ernest Kroma, but I want to know whether we are really able to capture all in very important activities them in progress in developments, things them all inside that volume there. I don't know what's in the volume yet of the book. I don't know what's in the pages that we talk about or how many chapters then inside this book here so. But I don't know if we're able to capture everything or there's a series of books.
yeah. Let
Okay.
make another disclaimer. Yeah? Also, we state time, of course, the inside the book say not a biography of the former president. The former president he get the liberty for choose who that go be in biography and all. This is not just a political commentary. And so we're not going to detail into in personal life. Not just briefly we touch on them in background and everything. Not all things we capture. Of course, the walkway and Escomado na Salon Mboku, the institutions that we build Mboku, and we if we say we they capture all 200 pages, not go do justice to that work day. So what we did was to capture the key areas them where, of course, unquestionable. One the way anybody can remember but Salon, but some of them, because they're not documented, people get tendency for forget about them. So now the end we capture. And yeah, what things some of the minister themselves do, because it's not just about EBK, it's also about waiting Minkalu Mansare achieved the Ministry of Mines, waiting Samoa Kama achieved the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, waiting Absolute to Kabaduna Ministry of Energy, waiting the ambassadors themselves do, and all. So it's like, I mean, establishing them as a team, we work together and tapping them on the back for some of the good work they wouldn't do, and comparing that to waiting with the scene now in the country. So that is pretty much it.
Me and you know say from the time where SLPP assumed power in Sierra Leone in 2018, the next day they went on the offensive trying to damage the legacy of the APC. And during the campaign, when they give them airtime na radio stations, they give this Rado Suare guy. They get one word waking left for the talk. I think if we don't go rehearse then statements then they for saying that the worst economy in living legacy in living memory. Elect for the say them word then they. How much of an effort una don't make in terms of mitigating the damage we then guys also don't cause? Because even BOSSF go na platforms them now the country and other parts of the world, they talk about how APC governments under Ernest Kuma the owe boku debts. And if somebody of that kind statue they stock then kind talk the day, how much impact that they'll create, waiting this book will able for do for render all them things that they as nonsense as lies. Now in the concern me small.
You go realize say when you read the book, you go see the major milestones of the APC. Between 2007 to 2014, we constitute about 7 years where APC day. Waiting APC achieve in 7 years compared to waiting this government will achieve in 7 years. All of them then they go surface. How they meet the light from below 10%, 10 megawatts, sorry, to about 300 megawatts to the third and the left in terms of capacity, about 180 megawatts in terms of actual generation. Some of them milestones and you will see them there. And in fact, now the statement them way people like Rado Suare make and the former chief minister, where they already be done pass verdict and sentence the APC even before an actual official investigation they take place in the form of a COI, make we decide for undertake this particular project.
Okay.
The government transition report been supposed to be a stock take of the past government, not an investigation or an inquiry. But if you go get language in the government transition report, where definitive pass waiting in at the Auditor General's report, then it leaves much to be desired. How you go say so ministry or so economy now the worst live in living memory, we never undertake any sober investigation it. And how you go call a set of people racketeers we don't mount an investigation for no indeed if waiting you say no they so actually now missing a thief and thief or they actually did it. In essence, you just go take an inventory of what you meet. As early as that period, you not being there in any position for make any definitive statement as to whether not thief then thief or not what is. But in that report, they've already you don't go call the people racketeers, the worst government in living memory or whatever it is. Then if the COI come, you feel say the COI will can't be lie what you wanna say, they will can't say no a lie will be lie. So in other words, we already don't compromise the outcome of the commission of inquiry. Because una already don't try the government even before an official investigation. So that in itself is prejudicial. So now all of them they inspire some of we when are objective neutral Sierra Leoneans for do this work. For allow we show some light on the truth,
So
basically.
why make it take una this long for make this book here so come out? Because yes, Radius worry them begin talk there so during the campaign of 2018. And right through to the time when they announced them as winners of that 2018 elections, they carry on with that same rhetoric, dashing APC, the work of former presidents and by Kroma, refer to them as one of the worst ever that they ever come across in the history, of Sierra Leone. And where some of we own experience from the time we born to now. Now the time under EBK, now the time we see progress na Sierra Leone. Now the time we see tangible changes them, visible changes them na Sierra Leone. So sometimes when people of authorities they talk then can wait and outside the progressive bin dey, why na now dem come up for begin talk, with this kind book wey dey talk about the legacy so, and una think say una don do much?
Well, yeah, well, there's always a time to start. That you get in Ecclesiastes. There's always a time to begin, a time to end. So the time when we come about, the period where APC been there in opposition around into 2021, 2022. So from then to now, don't begin to do research small. And but before that, before this work, we don't support the party or the country as a whole with a forensic analysis of the 2023 election results as announced by Mohammed Kone, the Chief Electoral Commissioner. And we submit that document to the APC party and the tripartite committee for they look into them. I'm sure it helped them for arrive at their own conclusions also. We try for look at the irregularities where ECSL commit and all. So basically, we don't do that kind of work for the party, and we don't do them back for the country because it also been good for reference purposes. But in really spur we back that we know say we not don't be magnanimous to we leaders them, especially past leaders. As soon as somebody left power, first of all, literally they didn't have power, then they treat her like a demigod. You see people who not even like ourselves, they come, they kowtow to them, they do all kind of things for just, I don't know. But the sooner I left power, where people begin to cling on to other alliances or probably other leaders or another leadership, then they begin make an object of scorn. We don't see how we treat JS Momo for so much as coming to the nation and say it take responsibility for waiting before the nation. Way now that's any leader will do. If you didn't country take war break out, then come overthrow you and all. Before you begin to send blame here and there, you come honorably and take responsibility. But more being get the chance or the opportunity for send Guinean forces them come, let them can intervene, let them can cause more havoc just for pull the NPRC come out. But he decide for let them left them since the people are accept them that Sunday and let the country there at peace. That in itself is a demonstration of
Leadership.
peace and goodwill. Yeah, but we know they see all of that. And when APC can have power back, we not try for make clear Sierra Leoneans know say these are some of the good work way somebody like that they don't do. Come to EBK, when are the best leader them who don't get since the Second Republic, the best leader who don't get since the Second Republic. Look at waiting with how they treat her now as a nation. Whether they gonna media, they blast, they curse them, they this and that, or so much as saying, waiting before me country can't catch fire or can walk and sue the person where they say win the election, let just hand over to Saful and let take the back seat. And where Abi, what they as former president, let me not be too much of nosy statesman in the affairs of Sierra Leone because chaos go there. Look at the audio way come out recently, way leak. Look at the kind way go viral. Now leak no more. What if we get that mandate for come openly and begin to make statement them? So long go be ungovernable. And eventually anything happen back, then go have for blame and say, you know how for resign, you know how for retire, you know how for take the back seat. The man, even in his silence, it pose a threat to the current president. Even in his silence, the man not secure with him. So this is the situation. So we basically come up with this for appreciating good work, for appreciate the work of the administration there, and for make less Sierra Leoneans they know say this administration was not as abusive of human rights. It was not as violent as the way to they see so now. And the cost of living was not as high as what they see so now. Prices of lights been there. Prices of commodities were low. Standard of living was high. And Baku other economic indicators been there. We've been favorable for Sierra Leoneans. So this is the motive behind this work,
Okay.
basically.
Before I can ask you about UNA as members of the Council of Progressives, you touched on side about the former president in audio way in conversation you've been getting days or so. Some people all these years they call on them for say what make in the talk, what make in the say nothing. Look what they pan treat people them, look what they pan jail this, look what they pan kill that one, look what they pan do people and so which make the former president they come, he can't talk. All the people and they what really you go say to them we it don't serve, it don't left power, it don't go sit down, it don't take a back seat, it don't want delve into any political issues that are the country. Now we get mad at you when I'm for take the affairs of the country. What you go say to them people and they were really the call on them like a godfather, like for say, statesman now, you for take a overall kind of thing. We are really statements of mother view them only anyways and Jul the Jalo them, which are waiting and talk. But what you go say to them people and they will be complaining about EBK not saying a word.
I actually not one for comment on that, but since you ask, because I've been just want to as a people, how we focus, especially as an opposition, let the APC focus on doing the job as an effective opposition, and let it left for the cast as passion on themselves, especially the leaders. So then people and they law we learn for put blame outside blame day or outside deserving for get blame, and law learn for put praise outside deserving for get praise. The man don't retire as chairman of the APC. We all know the circumstances surround in retirement. Before the man they retire, the same detractors will they come say why not retire it. Some even say he hold himself out as chairman for life. We may never see documents we speak to that fact day. But some they go with that. And the problem with Sierra Leoneans generally, if somebody don't hold on to a certain notion, they know they let go of that notion. Even if the facts can't speak contrary to it, they hold on to. And this is sad. For land for the base we believe on facts, not to speculations. So you guys, Sierra Leoneans, even SLPP people, we're just ready for see only the bad thing about EBK. Go tell you, say, hey, the man have been chairman for life, even though no documents not the way states in a chairman for life. The man have been chairman based on in constitution. So it been continuing for the day until the next convention, and that was the intention. But we get Baku court issues and all, and now I'm going to the whole 9 yards of that debacle. Eventually, the court ordered him for step aside or for retire, and he did that. He decided for take the back seat, and even before he retired as chairman, he was not very active in politics. And I make APC get this arrangement for always they get executive chairman, forget other very active secretary general or secretariat. In fact, in APC, the secretariat can often be more active than the leadership position. That is the APC for you. So the man hold on to the man be there in that position there. I mean, just for hold him until the next convention, but they ask him for resign. And that was sad. So what's it happen now that when he don't retire, he retired like 2 to 3 years before the 2023 elections. He retired about 2 years before 1.5 to 2 years before the party the year convention, where then choose the leader for 2023. So me call to Sierra Leoneans and to APC and said that when something happen now in the country, look at the people who all acting, waiting at the action and inaction to that office day. Not to somebody who all active office again. And number two, when somebody don't be a president of a country, especially a popular one, like EBK, you know they get time for the go and make statement no more because certain thing they want a certain set of people. I will give you an instance. The reason we make Sylvia Blyden feel so bitter and if he say it is if I come after EBK, that because if he say they tell them Olam, that man they for them make statements or don't tweet and all because then go find the man in picture like a host. So if he say the man for don't come and defend us specifically. But you don't get that from a former president. Not to any day. Even now the United States, like where the economy volatile right now, so you know they get Biden for can tweet, can begin to make pronouncements. Or you know they get Obama for just can make pronouncements on the economy. You they create chaos. And with EBK kind popularity, and the man are conscious of that. In fact, that is the main reason they make it decide for left free tongue or go base na McKinney. So you know we can overshadow in success on a free tongue. Imagine if EBK be the pass na street na free tongue. Like how if the work na McKinney so. Those kind torment we go to torment Mother be away. The man in shadow says afraid. This is the situation. So he decided for stay quiet because he's a statesman. And you know all any active position. So not to him you for blame. So why you for blame somebody not all active position? Then you left for blame the people with all active position. You say nah, then get right for the quiet, then get right not for talk. But this man we not all active position, now get all the talking for do now for do everything for owner. That is unfair. So that is my
Okay.
statement to them.
All right, no problem. This book, let me come back to this book here. We wanna say, wanna don't write on the legacy of the former president, Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma. And say nowadays social media people are quite busy, following social media. How much of an impact this book can create in trying to put out the legacies of the former president? Because students, the young students,
This book can't we say
go on.
yeah, as of the end of 2017, Sierra be there at a moderate risk of debt distress. The Tory EBK farm. This book will tell you that day. But starting from 2018 up to date now, we're at a high debt distress. This book will tell you that day. So the people who they can't say they can't make the worst or they make the worst economy. 7 years into the administration, we don't get a far worse situation. We're even quadruple waiting and commit. So this is how much the situation volatile right now in us alone. So the book will can't tell you about the energy sector or the road sector. And it will can't tell you how much of a leader President Nkrumah was. How President Nkrumah listened to the cries of the people. It will can't tell you say the Ebola this pandemic been there. We been get a situation where it became for council a whole UN General Assembly trip just for address the concerns of citizens during the Ebola outbreak. And it will tell you the contrast will get under President Madabio, where during the height of the corona, in left, you go do honeymoon. So imagine how serious the situation, how corona has been ravaged with economy. So it can provide that kind of contrast. Let we see how much of a leader will they listen we get.
This book.
So and Shakespeare say it so falls out that what we have will price not until we lose the value. Then we'll begin to ask why. So basically, the shade of the tree, they know the value of the shade, they know until the tree cuts down.
Okay.
And now that will get so known as alone. The Tobin gets a leader where they listen to the cries of the people, but Kuma not being peaceful will get much of a leader. Now we don't see the vacuum way in absence don't create. So this book now is reflection point for we as Sierra Leoneans. Well, pay attention to leadership. And if we not get the leadership equation right, brother. Salon no will ever transform. They ever go outside for go. Because it's all about leadership. From independence to date, it's all has always been about leadership. The only time we Sierra Leoneans see a semblance of Sierra Leone moving, where they begin see Sierra Leone begin think of them country like any other developing country where they come up now under EBK administration. Where Sierra Leone begin get sustainable light, they begin get certain services them. We begin do well now international ratings them. We achieve the fastest growing economy around 2013 with a growth of 20.7%. We became the world's top tourism destination. Then some of their achievement and they make Sierra Leoneans and begin see them country with a different eye. They begin feel special about themselves. When it comes to job opportunities, then be there with the mining sector and other sectors them. We Sierra Leoneans them they get decent living wage and them they able to look after themselves. And the prices of commodities not being this high. And them be able to afford 10,000 euros they do a lot for people. So that's now you go find inside the book.
Okay, so this book, where una launch am, where una get for launch am, which time they go for launch this book first of all? When this book get for come out? When they go for publish am?
It come out inside this April.
Okay.
Inshallah.
So
yes.
You think say this book will able to change the narrative? Because for the last 7 years, we get SLPP narrative, don't they take center stage, talking about the bad things them about APC, true or false. Then they don't they go round and round on social media, about APC not good for themselves, APC not good for Salon, APC then get debts, we then left now Japan, APC, then this APC then gets fed among themselves. Then narrative then they don't begin they come they don't hammer and it don't become like a norm, like something now we don't become fact, even though it is not. How this book get for change the narrative when on our publisher?
Well, we hope say it will change the narrative by a large margin. We hope say Sierra Leoneans already will get a reference document or look at the facts, and that is why we ensure say it is data driven. So all the facts really they able for verify them online or some other reliable database or source. So that is what we hope for. That
Okay, how we go able for access this book on a publisher?
even posterity go live for appreciate waiting na the good work way them people here do the children in our governance compared to what they see now. So you want to say something?
Yes, I'm the wonder how we going to forget this book when they launch them, because myself wants a copy of this book. How we going for access them when they launch them?
They available na Amazon and different platform them. They will get hard copy them also. Like you in England, of course you will get if you want next day delivery, so you will get them from Amazon. So it will be accessible basically. And to people in Africa also, we make them available. We get for print copies and they will go share there. For let people easily access and not all man go able to buy them online, but you will get the physical copies also. And you go there also na Asia, places like China and all. It will be accessible.
Okay.
And it will be also reasonable, not to book will go cost much, So
For the one that went
with the plan for the part of the process go towards establishing the EBK Foundation and Presidential Library also, because it's about protecting that legacy and all. If at all, Bokuman can say, well, we can make we leader then like say now we owe them now we now them owe we and all. But in terms of what we see now, that is my call to all Sierra Leoneans. What we don't see now so in the current leadership na Salon. It don't do follow we appreciate if at all we even give award to President Kuma for his selfless service to Sierra Leone. So if we be look for diamond, then you get gold in a leader, then somebody else can present charcoal to you. Who that you go appreciate? You know, go appreciate that we don't give gold. We know say we don't reach date, and President Komabi don't set the roadmap for let's say alone achieve a middle income status by 2035. And with the pace where we dey go, with the MCC, then now we Sierra Leone we don't begin get past the compact and everything, we are getting there. But unfortunately, that is not something we can vouch for in the current administration or with the current administration. Say we go reach to that status day with the pace where they go now. We cannot vouch for that. But under EBK in tenure, 25 years from the time dem do the Sierra Leone Conference on Development and Transformation, we don't focus say we will for don achieve a middle income status. The light situation no for don go BN again. Now for register just a business with the Freetown City Council, just an enterprise, the increments don't go over 100%. Initially, you pay 500,000 leons or 500 leons. Now it's over 4 million leons or 4,000 new leons. But just register small business with Freetown City Council. So imagine how much you will pay for register now. They don't take the mandate of registering a company from Corporate Affairs Commission. They don't send them back to Oxybilling, outside been day.
Mm.
Now for ship container and Freetown, where you go pay 130 million leons, then 10 a day, or even immediately before now, for clear your container, now they're saying at 250 million leons. So imagine how much you will get as profit.
Mm. This is terrible.
Yes. So the business space don't shrink. And all of that they tell on the livelihood of the people. So that is why a good for we get some of them work here for highlight some of their achievements and the way we don't do for let people know say okay been better during this term. Because we get tendency for forget we as humans. Today this work we do so at this station. Hmm? If something not the way they document them, as you turn pass so during this period, anything happen. Inside 1 year, they don't forget about you.
Well, at this the
So if another day in a document in a format where people will always access them for history, that's when they forget
yes.
about you.
Well,
And at the same thing we do with other leaders in this country. Even Tijan Kabana, the mistake that he make. Or way in people they make. That they never for document some of in work that we do. You understand? Where administration far better than what you they see so in this current one. But for all land, the current leadership they tell we say it don't deliver all what in a promise and manifesto. In fact, now bonus now they can give.
yeah, he said over deliver. Yeah. Wow.
Yes. So that are the situation where if the leader says get that kind of mind for can say so, it speaks volume of the kind situation where they in now as a country.
There you go. The other people that we're not able to read this book, the one that we don't go school, they are the majority because we country Sierra Leoneans. Nowadays now audio, social media, now they know what they focus on. This is a book that's written in English. What are the things they want to put in place for let this book here so it will reach to Migani within a Cambia Makulong, Banti and Royanka then placed them in na Karina district.
Yeah, first of all, the English way this book writes in an English way, even JSS3 picking go able for read them and make sense of them. So let's just establish that. So it's like an every month's edition. That is what this work is. But for people that are not able to read, we first of all, you are not able to read, but we not get time for read. We got forget an audiobook
An
within
audiobook.
English. That is now people and they were busy. You go on for gonna walk, you on for the listen to them as you they go. So they get an audiobook where you know go able for the turn the pages, but you on for listening to them. So the book get for the in audio
Hey.
format. And they get for the in e-format also, the e-book where you will read, then at your computer you read them. You don't need to forget order the hard copy. You can buy them online. That is a day. Arrangement the day. Then for we people in a salon way, na Creole no more than they understand, we plan for interpret them into Creole in audio format
Wow.
and send them to different means them. So therefore they do them by chapters until we finish them. But basically one for like the Mamina Kubola we mentioned so, and the other government who have able for understand waiting at the achievement them way them people there make the third and then a power.
Because the thing for forbidden targets, the book for focus on the audience of the book for be the Sierra Leonean, the layman, the way we call grassroots.
Yeah, sure,
So I
sure.
think
The audience of the book generally, now humanity as a whole, now for the one whole world, including Sierra Leoneans. So that is how they provide for all man. Or they provide for the every set of Sierra Leoneans. Also they provide for people in the diaspora, people who are busy, people who get other engagements. If possible, also push for translating it to different languages also, because they actually this is like a model of leadership that we wish to inspire other nations and other people around the world.
okay. Well,
So we can translate them back to other languages. All of them provision they now.
I'm
So
sure the former
yeah.
president, Dr. Anes Baikoroma, will really appreciate una work we una don't do. Otherwise, enough of be mentioned by the conversation we even get with Mr. Bangura. And
Yeah.
I want for believe say I'm not sure if una get plan for making yourself review the book. Let's look at the book, review the book, and see if there's something where we go one follow and add or reduce or something like that. I'm not sure because he's not part of this, book. Now I just come up with when our data put them together and stuff like that. I don't know if there's any, you know,
No, there's no such plan. We plan have been for tell anonymous, let no worry, let's just relax. We don't appreciate and done. And we don't do this work way independent. We no hand for let anybody influence him, not even him. And let you just wait and see. We believe say what you go see there, go like him. The only thing what we do now that we liaise with him special assistant, when our Sheriff Ismail, for help with some materials, like some references or some sources, especially social media ones. That no more we do, but we try as much as possible for make it be independent of the former president involvement and the APC own
okay.
involvement. This not mean say APC say no go commission the work where them say one for let happen. But this is a political commentary from independent and probably, if you like, neutral Sierra Leoneans will come out
Okay.
there for appreciate the
All
stewardship
right.
of the
Stay
country.
there. Stay there. Let me just take a quick break. Let me see this book here so in advert will they come up. Yeah.
Yeah. From the pages of history, name they shine. Ernest Baikoroma, my leader divine. Hey. 2007 to 2018, we no go forget. We build the nation, we vote, we no regret. Legacy of leadership, the story clear. Read the book.
This na the plenty work where Dr. Anes Baikoroma and the APC been doing a salon and then talk bottom inside this book where then call Legacy of Leadership, where the Council of Progressive right. The Council of Progressive na salon man and salon woman them na then come together for look inside this government business na salon and Africa inside this book. Then talk about the economy, how we been grow by 20.7%. We make salon been there as the fastest growing economy na the world. This book then they pull down very soon when a legacy of leadership on a watch out.
Legacy, we go always last. Legacy of VBK, now lesson for all. For lead with heart, for stand up tall. Legacy of leadership coming soon. Salon progress.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, comrades of the APC. This is the APC Diaspora Online TV platform with me, Comrade OrWanKasu Adeyaso, alongside Ya Umarr, comrade, a member of the Council of Progressives. We come together a think tank organization full of researchers, them people, them from various fields, capacities, them to come up with a book what they call the legacy of leadership. This think tank group, they launch this book very, very soon. And of course, we see the adverts when they come up and then touch on very various areas, them, including the economy of Sierra Leone, where then talk say now being the fastest growing economy. How much of that una capture inside this book? Back in the days when people in the talk say Sierra Leone's economy was the fastest before this Ebola term, people may they deny. People they talk say no. Una capture that term day, would you know, we they support all of these things.
Yes, we did. We did. The documents that speak for themselves. World Bank reports and they will speak to that. And Bokoda economic indicators will speak to that. You know, now then saying they will be getting booming mining in the mining sector, especially iron ore. Now then we see Boku investment and Boku employment by African Minerals and London Mining. You know, and so it affects positively the economy. Commodity prices be they down and all.
Okay.
That have been until the Ebola come inside and affects everything. So much of that they've been there. We see boosting even the agriculture sector. We see how much of progress we make, and of course the energy sector. The how the agenda for change. First of all, deliver on most of some of them promises. Then they most of them and they and after that we see how the agenda for prosperity itself can take up from the agenda for change and how we itself continue for roll out the development plans of EBK and all. So we capture all of the one day. We every chapter we summarize them into key milestones. So we get about 11 chapters, and after that we get appendix. We talk about some of the milestones then they. So you get a huge piece of information for Byton. You know, so
Okay.
all of that you
This
go see
Council
inside
of
the work.
Progressive, I would like to talk to more members them in this Council of Progressive. I know say now you send first for council. But there are more people that we have been affiliated and get capacity in their various areas. Them we I would like to talk to, you know, how this how una manage for pinpoint una self, una unpick una self for come together for come produce something so very, very good.
We're not like-minded people. We are. And so we identify ourselves. Some of we don't know ourselves from college. So we decide for come together and learn with expertise towards research and governance and see what we're able to do. Now that no more. We get take from a large pool of Sierra Leoneans, the diaspora now and Sierra Leone. We get man them, we get woman them, and yeah, we begin with research. We don't support the party with the APC party with one or two other stuff them, and we still continue for do that also because we believe say when it comes to governance, now the party that way for go to na salon, and they make no mistake. So it means they then deserve and technical support we they need. So that is what motivated us.
Okay,
Yeah.
because yeah, the party is full of talents. Really, APC people then Sierra Leoneans are full of talent. Then they out there for make una come together. So una actually, you know, source una self out, like-minded people come together for do them kind of thing. So it really, really encouraging. The former presidents not only for be the only one way for appreciate una because una don't pull this book here. So, but I think say we as Sierra Leoneans also for appreciate una for coming together for even to support
Thank
the
you.
country. This is not about just the APC party, really, to be honest. You know, for let una come up with una, your sources them, una go take una time, una do una research, una come up with supporting documents them for the tripartite committee and all of that for do certain things. Them it's good for the country, very very encouraging for the country. I think
Mhm.
say we for appreciate you now, but how much the former president appreciate you now anyway? Since you don't can know now, say yes, now they pan this work.
Well, I think say we all don't get an inkling of that by a mention of this work. It means say he appreciate we, and we self we feel inspired by that, and we appreciate that, and so we they look forward to Sierra Leoneans in general appreciating this endeavor, because this one is as much for them as it is for the APC or Dr. Anes Koroma. It is for Sierra Leoneans, for let them know the truth eventually, where they go able for fact check with other sources and all. So it will come for car address all of the FF issues, but doubt what TBK do, what TBK not do, or what the APC do, what the APC not do. And also not all to cover. So but we make sure so we try for do justice to much of your accomplishment them, including things that we will not be in a public domain or we boku people don't know, but we try for do that and all. So we appreciate the fact say he appreciate we, and we dey look forward to Sierra Leoneans also appreciating this work. And we also appreciate the fact say you and other set of people mention this and feel say a good initiative. That in itself don't inspire we.
Mhm. Um, the other thing,
Yeah.
people go contact me, tell me, say, oh, Kasu, I go want for be part of the progressive. Myself get me own, skills that my own corner. I don't know how to reach out to, institutions or whatever for lend me own support as a Sierra Leonean. Some people and they were really ready for give them time and expertise,
Mhm.
to if they want to be part of this, a council of progressive, how what's the criteria?
We no get no criteria other than you having some expertise where you go bring to the table. Not just that. We are an open institution. You no get for go to any initiation or any rite of passage. Just get your expertise where you want for share. We see and say, okay, they line with we vision of research and all. Then we believe so we're able for make use of research. The more the merrier, as a matter of fact. And yeah, we believe in that. We believe in diversity.
Okay. Well,
And so we go get for engage in other projects we involve some other nature of research or other things about governance, where sometimes your own expertise will come in handy at that period. So we are open
well,
to more people being coming on board.
now the next question that I will want to ask you: where do you go from here after this book is launched? Now, for continue with the same book, or now will
Well,
go
we
into other areas of research?
yes, definitely we go do other projects I not go pinpoint on anything as at now, but we definitely get for do more. Just like how we first of all, before we dey support the party with an analysis of the election results we Kone announce, we also try for do a digital tally system. That tally system dey na in before if we implement them as a party, if we don't know we result 10 about 10 if we don't know more than 50% of we result basically within 24 hours.
Okay.
So that's if some of we don't do them back, we try for present them to the party. We did present to the party leadership and all, but for some reason it got overtaken by events. I know I'm going to all of
Okay.
that, but we don't do that one day. Then after the announcement of the result, we support the party with analysis. Where if that analysis they probably then be looking to our backs and tell them for say, okay, even though Kone not provide or the party not able to forget evidence or their own result, them for still able for go court and prove a case. Yeah, because he try for reveal some of the irregularities them way they into the announcement day, because it not add up. And after that, they will don't do this work. Of course, Mr. Semnana published author about governor, and we get other people and back, we get their own expertise. We don't do sense of own publications and do their own work them. Then we go determine waiting at the next step from this one. But we get for engage in a series of launch events them for this book. And we begin with the US. We begin with first global launch at the US, and after that we'll come to UK, go to Europe and other places. We'll go to Africa, So kind of the situation.
Okay. You mentioned that this progressive group will try to build the presidential library. This not only for former President EBK.
Well, let's just clarify. Not only the bill, we will just support the building of it. The former president in that na own exclusive preserve for do that. We hope say no more the sales of the book will help towards that eventually. And of course, a library, not one person they benefit from na like an open institution for seek knowledge. So anybody can access that library there and get informed about issues. And of course, the EBK Foundation self go day for give support to Sierra Leoneans generally, so that the man in legacy will continue for the goal. The man in good nature will be continuing for be felt by Sierra Leoneans, and then they
Okay, but una actually don't assess the zest of the SLPP power guys them for damage or destroy the EBK legacy. Una see how they start from the one where they assume power up till now, then get negative thing that they talk about EBK and in administration and all this commission of inquiry, NK Spanam. EBK was unblemished in all aspects where you look at him, kill person, jail person. He was there standing there in all platform. They talk him boldly and everybody they cheer him up. For say since he come to power till he left, kill nobody, but then guy also get a narrative they wouldn't can come up with. Then get certain event they wouldn't go point under, EBK do this, EBK do that. Just to a point now, them in name now don't get associated with a coup. Can you imagine this kind of overzealousness for go after and therefore taint a name to something really, really bad, somebody who don't serve democratically, peacefully, one of the glorious days them of we life na Sierra Leone. Now person like that one day them put inside dock for go give evidence against an alleged coup. This is damaging mentally for many, many Sierra Leoneans them. One way not take action, the one way whatever, but this is damaging for we former president. We a lot of we admire a lot. What in the council would think of this kind area of narrative?
Yeah, we mentioned that in the book. We'll cover that. I think it was in chapter 11, the last chapter. We mentioned the allegations of the coup. Now, for tell you say, let's just give you a brief insight into that. For tell you say they already been on try the man and sentence him before then they come up with the allegation. Just like how they do the GTT report. The very net or the clean way the coup take place, they already go na the man in house, go shoot insecurity. For without establishing any connection into, without any official investigation or any intelligence where they don't get it. But tell you say part of the mind they wish for let the man directly involved. And because part of the mind they wish for that, then therefore skew the narrative for let it fit into waiting then they wish for. Because Some of we not come as a surprise to we. From the onset, they always on the seek a hard time for EBK. Then just not comfortable with having such a person who carry so much influence with Sierra Leoneans. And because they're not able to achieve na fit they fit say them for to read or tip at the man. So then already don't go na the man in house with security, go shoot the man in security. The way implies say they already get conviction say the man involved, even before officially any investigation they come out. Even before that say they agree say force na coup. Because mind you, the narrative will come up from official government sources. They say a security breach. You understand? So you just look at the logic there. Now that first come out, Minister of Information say the military spokesperson talk saying a minor security breach and will be force. So how a security breach now will be force for lead them to EBK in residence now at Godrich? If you will not be done get something premeditated. Granted that una the mount investigation and una investigation they lead una to the ABK involvement, fine. Sometimes on our own investigation, they lead una to that. But how can you explain a situation where una already don't involve the man, even before officially the man they be found to be involved? How can you explain that? Now the same thing or parallel you go to go with the COI and the GTT report. So it means say una always run the seek a hard time for the man. So we address some of the issues and they. And Boko that thing they way get for do the commission of inquiry back and all. Where then can just trumped up charges. Frivolous one them. Just for make let the former president look bad. Because apparently, even when they don't try for to aim more for the man, so they don't try for smear an image, the man still excel in Africa. He still carry the respect of his peers. He still undertake mission them for Africa, for ECOWAS. They're still not being glad with that. So now they decide for hatch this plan. Say, well, you know it in whatever it is now, this will go for involvement into a more sinister charge. And this is what they've brought up. 30 they no evidence to prove and nothing. The case just they hanging and all. I'm sure the rest of it now we know. But it speaks volume of how much we don't reduce the power play in that country there. How much we don't reduce politics to, how much we don't shrink civic space to a point that Sierra Leoneans will not be friends na that country they now. They're hardly able to talk to themselves based on how divided the space don't they. People waiting at this party now, they feel free again for relate with people at the other party. This kind of thing not been be like that. Every day you sleep awake. I'm sure now they that talk they come out to sleep awake in that country they not to happen. Lord tell God thank you. That you just imagine say there is a sense of instability then at the country. Sierra Leoneans naturally every day they sleep awake, then they imagine almost say something go be, something one go be. And not be so during EBK, even Pakaba we been left power during the war. Understand them? Or immediately after the war. In period to the time they hand over power not being as chaotic as this one. But now every day you get one scandal after the other. Every day you get one political tension after the other. And you know they see the sincerity on the part of government officials for address them. When they say tripartite recommendations, not even 1% of them, they don't begin implement. Let's say, okay, the recommendation not touch about replacing Madabio as president. What about the other recommendations? You go see them, they go and direct foot and all. You know, so we are also calling on the APC as a party for let themselves step up, for let we get some of the recommendations and they implemented. Because it's good. They're not going to go spend money for an effort, for get recommendation of their nature then we see a snail pace in the implementation. It's not even good for APC for the 2028 election when they prepare for or for any future engagement. We need for hold the government accountable. You know, so basically that is what we are doing, doing our research and calling on people to be actively involved in it.
As much as it sounds funny to me where I laugh when you talk about this, but now a very, very serious thing you talk so that every day people sleep, they're not going to be surprised for CCA disaster don't take place and that then kind of stuff
Yeah,
and uh, I had to laugh, but it's a reality and it's fact. People they go to bed, they worry that before tomorrow, if anything not happen, we tell God thank you. Indeed, they tell God thank you
yes.
because the disaster
I'm sure Nadira
yeah,
Tokle come out.
you know,
We take a normal the area
yeah,
every day, but now I'm sure
absolutely,
Nadira Tokle come
absolutely.
out.
I agree with you. So the other thing we I be want to say, so it's actually a blessing where the former president Dr. Anis Baikoma left the country, agree for left the country because following that audio we I
It
listened
is.
to, he was convinced by two
Mm-hmm.
presidents, them former presidents, them then Kana Sierra Leone can try for talk to her, but tell her say please leave this country. Because like them, we don't they smell the rats.
Yeah. But the man,
Mm-hmm.
the McKinney, they talk. It's just they do your own bit. I mean, try for feel at home as a former president, where they among in people them. Waiting the president, the incumbent president, they say, they link am to blogger where they cause am every day. Waiting at the proof, say, now this man, they send Adebayo for curse you. What you get? It's just them. I mean, it's so unfortunate how we leaders they grab no more make statement they were not able for proof. And then I mean get away with that. Saloma no use for let them they lie Panam and the people who they lie Panam, then they celebrate them back. It's sad until we begin pay attention to the statements them where we leader then they talk now public spaces and get them or hold them to account for what they talk. Salon no go ever left this state way they so. Because anybody will come today, he can lie tomorrow, I get away with them. Nobody na laugh no more than go they laugh. Whilst na the West, people they resign for so much as making false declaration for certain things. If you say now this cup and this rubber I get, then it can happen. Say you get another pan, disclosure, and they resign for that.
Mm-hmm.
So that make the truth now always they sell out na them country na the West. So people know they joke with them. They mortgage people their attention span with lies. So if we will not begin pay attention to the lies where we leader then they talk and hold them to account for that, anybody will come back and be leader back and can promise heaven where can deliver
Mm-hmm.
hell.
Yeah.
And we also need to be very serious about the choice of leadership because that's another thing we see Alionians not serious about. We're not serious in choosing leaders. We know they look at the people and background. We know they look at their history. Anybody will come, we dance for them because now we tribesman or because now I'm a main man and wait yourself. So eventually, once me the better, my own pot to boil, will be leader. And I may be symbol. But again, blame the people for that because the leadership from independence don't impoverish the people to a point that all man just they look for himself.
Agreed.
But we need to pay attention to some of them here about we
Absolutely.
leaders. That man make allegation about the former president where you not get nothing for proof. It's just you know more they imagine say, well, this man they cost me, so let me say Fenuda they
Mm-hmm.
wear ampa. And he used that as justification and he even stated say, but let wait me. You know what I mean, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
He used as justification for come after the
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
So all of these things we need for prosecute them, some of them then tear.
Mm-hmm.
We need for prosecute them, then
Yeah.
torture.
Mm.
Because if you don't understand the background of it, you go get tendency for come fall for whatever gimmick then they can throw at you,
Mm-hmm.
because then just decide choose for do that.
Yeah.
And you self not understand who side this thing they come out.
Yeah.
But you already don't see who side the thing they come out. They already don't promise this man from the one with them kind of power. You don't call the man in government way, still not satisfied, you still they continue for impute negative thing and no
Mm-hmm.
more plants
Mm-hmm.
them on the
Yeah.
man. Say now they hatch this, now they hatch. So if you can't put cookies panel, I mean, who not go surprise? Nobody not go surprise.
To a point.
Because you don't get a commission of inquiry case them with frivolous,
Yeah.
you understand? Then you don't come back, you don't give am all kind allegations, say in government corrupt, in government this and that. They don't can see say you in fact in 2 or 3 times worse than what you be ever they talk about. Then it don't lead to you making allegations saying that they sponsor somebody for cost you, as if the man no get that work for do. Now for just, I mean, send somebody for go and cost you. You see how much busy the man dey for go and fix other country they will get issues. This is the man they are looking up to. Then you come now, you say they can make cool allegations against the man. So we're not going to be surprised. That is why the former president of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo, advice according to the audio now, where you can't get advice. They say, yes, you go feel say you want for, because President Kuma genuinely want for let the law taking course. He's an embodiment, or he was an embodiment of the law. So they're not going to see him for the subvert the law. So if want for let really this thing happen, let the law taking course. But the man and they don't see this man in tendencies.
Yes.
And that make necessary advice.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
So that is it.
I see to a point who side and go arresting friend. We not Ali for now. We not get no government position. We're not ever involved in politics. He just did in corner. They doing small business. Then go take that man at the time where be they keep well. Then go dock and sell, keep and they for God knows how many weeks. That was very, very painful for me when I heard that one day. I said, look at how much these people can go so low, for try to bring this man down. It's painful,
Yeah.
But it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure having you in this platform for talk about the legacy of the former president, Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma, from 2007 to 2018. And we hope we could get more members of the progressives, Council of Progressives, for make them will come to this platform for can talk to we more about the legacy of the former president. I think we need the lectures there so to the time when the book they get published, and we're able to get the book in various forms, whether in an audio form, in a written form, in other languages. I think that would be fantastic. We really appreciate Una for coming together, going through all this research behind the computers and stuff like that, going around getting information, gathering data for put together for able to come up with a book like this. I think there is no amount of money we're going to pay now for which one I don't do. So trust me, my brother, for generations yet unborn, then we'll go for come pick up that book there and read them and use them as a research source for them thesis they wouldn't go for rights in government and whatever politics and stuff like that. I think when I do a fantastic job, and we hope when I will continue with this good work on can do so. And I'm sure the former president, Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma, really appreciate you. I go applaud you for a wonderful work on I don't do. So once again, I want to say thank you, Mr. Umarr. If you get one last word for say, you can say it now, and then we will call it tonight.
I just want to say, sorry, I just want to say, sorry about that. They get some call. Yes, that's law look good for the book, and every APCN we PC the leadership of the party from 2007 to 2018 touch in life one way or the other. Let them be invested in this particular project and let them own up to them and let them patronize with them. Let people support the book. Let everybody try to get a copy. Let make them with responsibility, with duty as APCNs. For let they now we cupboard or now we library then our host so that we picking themselves within a diaspora, because some man picking on they go salon it, some man picking on go salon 1 or 2 times. But at least let them get something where then go refer to, where then go tell them party then say, okay, my mama or my papa then at this party, then get book where then go flip na pala and then see the kind of governance system and the kind of service delivery where a mama and papa mean they part of na salon. So we appreciate the executive them way we don't meet at the diaspora, the national executive. We appreciate beaucoup other people So we try to make let this book here be as much about everybody, at the APC. All man able to identify with them because we need the buy-in of everybody. And let every Sierra Leonean also go in for this because this now work for history. You go able for what I go say, assess them facts here in relation to other existing published facts with the that's alone. It could add to the body of knowledge we already done day about we country in development. So we dey advise for like every Sierra Leonean get a copy of them. And even for the one that we able for read, we therefore make available the audio version in Creole, which until we'll put that into stick format. So everybody to try for getting own,
Fantastic.
because we are all part of this legacy. Like you say, a people deserve the leader they get. Now, Sierra Leoneans will be vote overwhelmingly for EBK in 2007. And so the Sierra Leonean and they deserve for know waiting at their achievement and they in case they want forget self. Then deserve forget them in document format.
Mhm.
And so that is what we're doing. So then go for user now for contrast with what they see now. And then they go serve as a check for future leadership. Let you know, say people and the way they gauge me performance and
Okay.
all. So
Right.
we encourage everybody for look forward for them copies and all. Thank you very much,
Okay.
guys. It's a pleasure
Yes.
being here. And they tell you plenty thank you back for this platform.
All right. No worries at all. We all, now we inside this work together. One for appreciate you now. And we take it
Yeah.
from and then at the background when Mr. MMBB, Mr. Mo Bangura, Mr. JS Momo Jr. We get Fatia Samura, one of the presenters. We get Sweet Bonita, also instead of one of the presenters, them plus myself, and one for tell collectively one for tell una thank you for the wonderful work una they do. So we will call it a night for yeah, and then we will come
Welcome
back
and
with
thank
more
you.
of this one. Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah. From the pages of history, name they shine. Ernest by Coro, my leader divine. Hey. 2007 to 2018, we no go forget. He build the nation, we vote, we no regret. Legacy of leadership, the story clear. Read the book.
The remarkable progress Sierra Leone witnessed under Ernest Bai Koroma and the APC is captured in the groundbreaking book, Legacy of Leadership, Sierra Leone Democratic Transformation under Ernest Bai Koroma and the APC. Written by the Council of Progressive, a research-based think tank on governance, from achieving a 20.7% GDP growth rate in 2013, making Sierra Leone the world's fastest-growing economy, to empowering over 68,000 youth through employment program, and reducing maternal mortality by 60% through the free healthcare initiative, to increasing electricity generation from 10 megawatt to 182 megawatt, and transforming communities with solar mini-grid and hydro project. This is the legacy that will define Sierra Leone's future and is all documented in this great book, a masterpiece. Coming soon.
Legacy, we go always last. Legacy of EBK, now lesson for all. For lead with heart, for stand up tall. Legacy of leadership, coming soon.